So right here, we're looking at two different examples of outside micrometers. One we have standard, and the other one is metric. And the metric ones are read in millimeters, the standard ones are read in inches. When we're looking at our standard micrometer, we have the barrel, we have the thimble, and barrel and thimble, same on a standard and a metric, but the way the graduations are on them is a little bit different. On a standard micrometer, this particular one we can read to 3 digits of resolution. The first digit in tenths of an inch are these numbers right here. Your tenths of an inch. What we're going to do is just take a look at the barrel and find out how many full tenths are uncovered, and we plug that in as the first of our 3 numbers. In this case, there's 200 thousandths of an inch uncovered. If you take a look at the graduations on the bottom, those graduations are all 25 thousandths of an inch. Every time you unwind the thimble 1 round, you uncover another 25 thousandths of an inch. So we're at 0.2 or 200 thou. We've also uncovered another full 25 thou, so we'll add that on. And then we're going to take a look at the graduations on the thimble, and we can see that these numbers over here are telling us individual thousandths of an inch. As I unwind the thimble, it unscrews, and I can see that I've got 15 or 0.016, 16 thou. So that just tells us how many additional thousandths of an inch we've got uncovered past that 25 thou mark there. In this case, it's 15 thou. All we got to do now is add these up, and that'll tell us what the total measurement is. So in this case here, we've got 0.240 of an inch. Okay. When I take a look at the next example, this one here is showing me a metric outside micrometer. So this one right here, I've got whole numbers on the top of the index line. That's this line right here. Those whole numbers are indicating whole millimeters. All I want to look at is how many whole millimeters do I have uncovered. In this case, my millimeters, that looks like 15 millimeters, right? But you can see how we have these other divisions underneath. So what are those telling us? Those are telling us half millimeters. All right. So for these half millimeter examples here, every time I unwind the thimble 1 round, I uncover half a millimeter. And the graduations on the thimble go all the way up to from 0.00 of a millimeter all the way up to 0.49 of a millimeter. When you get back to the 0, you've come around to 50. So knowing that, I can see that I have actually uncovered a half a millimeter here. Now I'm going to take a look at the thimble and figure out how many decimal, or how many of the second decimal place I've got. It looks like 0.05 millimeters. Again, add them up, 15.55 millimeters. So for metric or for standard, the way that you would typically read them is just start working your way down and get to the finest resolution that you can get in terms of the numbers. Get each one of those data points, add them up, and that gives you your total reading. The next one that I want to look at with you is an example like this. This is showing us a standard micrometer that can read to 4 digits of resolution instead of 3. All right. To read this one, everything is the exact same as reading one that only goes to 3 digits, except we now have a vernier scale on the top here. That's what this is, to help us get the rest. So we'll start off. I've got 0.3 of an inch. I have got 2 25 thou divisions uncovered, so that means I've got 50 thou of an inch uncovered. I am between the 9 and the 10 thou on the thimble. I always go with the lower number. That's 0.009. Okay, and now what I want to do is take a look at my vernier scale and find out which of the lines there line up best. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm going to take a look at these lines right there and see which one looks like it lines up the best. To me, it looks like this one. What do I do with that? I follow it back and see which number that was. And in this case here, that is 0.0004 of an inch. I add all this up, I'm at 0.3594 inches. And that's how you read a 4-digit standard micrometer.